Hello students, welcome back. Today we are going to discuss some other concepts from principles of inheritance and variation. Multiple alleles. Multiple alleles can be defined as more than two alternative forms of a single gene occupying same locus on the homologous chromosome and control a single character is called multiple alleles. The example is ABO blood group system. Let's discuss about ABO system of blood group. ABO system has four blood groups. They are blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, and blood group O. Landsteiner in 1901 known to be the father of blood group because he discovered the blood groups A, B, and O. Blood group AB was discovered by De Castello and Sterling in 1902. Genetic basis of blood groups. There are three alleles in ABO system. They are A, B, and O, present in longer arm of ninth chromosome. Both allele A and B are dominant over O, showing of character. The allele O is recessive to both A and B. Let's see various blood groups and their genotypes. So blood group A shows a genotype IA, IA or IA small I. Blood group B IB, IB or IB small I. Blood group AB IA, IB is the genotype. Blood group O genotype is small I, small I. So in these blood groups, let's see that once recollect the definition of multiple allele definition. Two different forms of a same gene controls the same character. Two different forms which controls the same character or a single character. So let's see here. Blood group A has two different forms of gene, that is one IA, IA and another form is IA small I. So the number of genotypes for this A blood group is two genotypes. Two genotypes we can observe in blood group. So one is homozygous. It is homozygous condition IA, and IA small I. It is heterozygous condition. So two different forms, but it controls the same character, that is blood group A. Such genes we are called as the multiple alleles. Similarly, blood group B, it has a homozygous condition IB and heterozygous condition IB and I. That's why blood group B shows two genotypes. One is homozygous and another one is heterozygous. So two different forms but controls only one character, that is blood group B. Already AB blood group we will discuss in previous video, that is both the characters are expressed. So this AB blood group is the example for codominance. And O blood group, it has only one genotypic form, that is small I small I. This small I are the recessive. I is recessive and it does not express the character when it is present along with A or maybe B. Already we discussed in codominance, because A and B, they can synthesize the sugar polymer, but I gene cannot, a small I recessive gene cannot produce the sugar polymer. So now, so there are four blood groups: A, B, AB, and O. Four blood groups, but the number of genotypes, the genetic representation of that four blood groups are two for A blood group, two for B blood group, one for AB, one for O. So total six genotypes we can observe for the four phenotypic blood groups. So phenotypes, blood groups are four, but their genetic representation is six. So in that, A and B blood groups having two genotypes, homozygous and heterozygous conditions. In ABO system of blood group, there are types of alleles, three. So that is types of alleles are three. That is IA, IB, and small I. These are the three types of alleles for this ABO blood group system. And types of blood groups, phenotypes, are four. Already we saw in previous slide. That is A, B, AB, and O. Four blood groups, four phenotypes. And types of genotypes, six. So that is for A blood group, we can observe two genotypes. The two genotypes are homozygous IA, IA1, and another one is IA and small I, two genotypes. And similarly, O blood group also we can observe two genotypes. So in the two genotypes, one is IB, IB, and another genotype is IB and small I. Two genotypes, total four, plus AB blood group having only one genotype, that is IA and IB, and O blood group having only one genotype, so that is small I, small I. So total, two for A blood group, two for B, 4, 1, 5, and it here 1. Total six genotypes. So in ABO system of blood group, the total number of alleles are 3, total number of phenotypes 4, total number of genotypes are 6. If the blood group of one of the parent is AB, the child cannot have the blood group O. If the blood group of child is AB, the parents cannot have blood group O. If the blood groups of the parents are homozygous, the child cannot have the blood group O. Please remember, these three statements are very, very essential to find out the blood groups of parents or maybe children. These three statements are very, very essential to find out unknown blood groups. So once again, I am repeating these three statements. If the blood group of one of the parent is AB, the child cannot have blood group O. Blood group need to have two small i's. This condition represent the blood group O. You are all very well known that AB blood group genotype is IA, IB. So that's why this O blood group is not possible. Now if the blood group of child is AB, that means its genotype is IA and IB. The parents cannot have blood group O. Now, if the blood group of the parents are homozygous, that means homozygous IA, that means A blood group, or maybe homozygous IB. If parents have these conditions, homozygous conditions, the child cannot have blood group O, small I, small I. These three statements are very, very essential to find out the unknown blood groups. So let's work out a small question based on the three statements. The question is, a child has a blood group O. If father has blood group A and mother blood group B, work out the genotypes of the parents and the possible genotypes of other offsprings. So let's see what is given here. Find out the solution for this. So let's come to the solution for this question. So the given data here, it is clearly mentioned that child blood group is the child blood group is O. So if the father has a blood group A and mother blood group is B. So already in previous slide we are given that clearly, if child has a blood group O, parents do not have homozygous blood groups. So if child blood group is O, parents parents do not have homozygous blood groups. So it is clear. So if you know that three statements in previous slide, whatever we are mentioned, that last 3 points, if you are remember, it is easy to find out. So child blood group is O. So then it is fundamental that if parents do not have AB blood group. Here already mentioned the parents blood groups, father blood group A and mother blood group B. And we are also know one more point, if child blood group is O, parents do not have homozygous condition. Homo, that means whatever the blood groups are given AB of the parents. So father blood group is father blood group is A. That means it is not homozygous. That means it is a heterozygous condition IA small I. And mother blood group is B, and also it is not in homozygous condition, so it is also a heterozygous condition IB and small I. So now let's apply that Mendel laws. So these are the diploid condition. When it forms the gamete, each gamete receives the one gene. So that means once apply that our Punnett square, If you apply the Punnett square, so now mother one gamete having IB, another gamete having small I, and father one gamete having IA and another gamete having small I. So now when these two are fused together, the first square, it will represent IA and IB. That means it is a AB blood group. And the next square, it represent IB small I B blood group. And here this square, it represent IA and small I A blood group. And the fourth square, it represent small I. So the child having O blood group, parents both father and mother having heterozygous condition, that is A and B. So the possible, find out the possible genotypes of other offspring. So one child is getting O blood group, and remaining, that means one child will get AB blood group, one child will get the B blood group, and another child will get A blood group. That means all the possible genotypes of the children is A blood group, B, AB, and O. Already the question O is given. Now what is their percentages? Out of 4, one child is one child is A blood group, that is 1 by 4, that is equal to 25% of the child will get A blood group. And here also out of 4, one child will get a B blood group, that is again 1 by 4, so it is again 25%. And AB blood group, it is only one child will get 1 by 4, and O blood group, it is also 1 by 4. So total each 25%. So 25% of the child will get all 4 types of blood groups. So when child blood group is O and their parents are having homozygous condition, that means heterozygous condition of A and B blood group, all 4 types of blood groups we can observe in their offsprings. For example, if a mother also having, instead of this heterozygous B, if she has heterozygous A, that means IA and small I, then what will happen? Then we can find that A blood group, A blood group, A blood group, and O blood group. That means 75% of the child will get A blood group, and 25% of child will get O blood group. So please remember that the O blood group is possible only when the parents are heterozygous condition. So like in this question, heterozygous A and heterozygous B, or both A, both the parents are having same blood group in heterozygous condition. So only heterozygous condition, the O blood group is possible in the offsprings. In homozygous condition or any of the parent having AB blood group, there is no O blood group in their children. Students, let's work on these exercises and then you can understand properly. So the exercises, here it is given 4 combinations of blood groups you need to find out. Identify the blood group of children. So you need to find out the offspring's blood groups. So first exercise, we need to find out the blood groups of the offsprings whose father is heterozygous A and mother is homozygous A. Next, second exercise, identify the blood group of children whose father is homozygous B and mother is AB. So third exercise, identify the blood group of children whose father is heterozygous A and mother is O. And fourth exercise, identify the blood group of children whose father is homozygous A and mother is homozygous B. So please work out on these four questions, then you can understand the concept thoroughly. If you are not understand, again listen the previous slides properly. The next small concept, that is a single gene product may produce more than one effect. So this we can explain, this point we can explain by taking an example. For example, starch synthesis in pea seeds is controlled by one gene and it has two alleles, that is capital B and small b. These are the genes which control the starch synthesis in the pea seeds. Starch is synthesized effectively by homozygous capital B and capital B. So more starch is synthesized when genes are present in homozygous capital B and capital B. Therefore, due to synthesis of more starch, the large sized, the size of the grain is large. In contrast, the opposite to that, homozygous small b has a lesser efficiency in starch synthesis. So starch is synthesized less when homozygous small b are present. So due to presence of less starch, the grains are small in size. So please remember that homozygous capital B gives a more starch, as a result large in size. Homozygous small b less starch, smaller in size. So that means here capital B is a dominant over small b. After maturation of the seeds, capital B seeds are round and small b seeds are wrinkled due to their amount of starch synthesis. Heterozygous seeds, capital B, small b, heterozygous seeds produce round seeds. Seeds are round, but size is intermediate in capital B, small b seeds. Size is intermediate. So round size is due to the presence of more starch. That is capital B character. But when it comes in heterozygous condition, the large size it is not a large and it is not a small, it will comes in the intermediate size. So if starchy grain size is considered as a phenotype, if you consider the size large small, if you consider the sizes, the allele shows incomplete. That means capital B small b shows incomplete dominance because it will gives the intermediate size. Let's see the previous explanation in the representation. So female, the parent round and large sized, that is capital B, it is a dominant and it synthesized more starch. Due to that it is large size and round. When it is cross pollinated with a wrinkle a small size, that means small b, so it is synthesized the less starch and it is small in size and shape is wrinkle. So now this round and large sized parent produce the gamete, that is capital B, and here wrinkle and small sized parent produce a gamete with small b. So due to fertilization, it forms F1 generation, that is capital B, small b. So now this heterozygous condition, capital B and small b heterozygous condition, it produces round but intermediate size. Seeds are round, starch synthesis is more, but size of the seed is intermediate. That means it is not like a large size like homozygous capital B, or it is not like a small size of that small b. It is intermediate between that parent character in size. It is not large as homozygous capital B. It is not a size like homozygous small b. It appears in the intermediate size. So this indicates that incomplete dominance. Pleiotropic gene, it is defined as the phenomenon where a single gene can exhibit multiple phenotypic expressions. A single gene can exhibit, shows more phenotypic external characters. So example is phenylketonuria. Polygenic gene, the phenomena where inheritance of a character is determined by more than two genes. So polygenic, poly means many, genes can represent only one character, that is a polygenic gene. Pleiotropic gene, a single gene can represent more characters. Single gene, more characters, pleiotropic. More genes, a single character, polygenic. So polygenic example is skin color in human. Don't confuse to these terms, pleiotropic gene and polygenic gene. Pleiotropic gene, single gene, many characters. Polygenic gene, many genes with a single character. So next concept is inheritance of two gene. It is also considered as Mendel's dihybrid cross. The cross involving two pairs of contrasting characters. So it is defined as, dihybrid cross is defined as a cross between two parents that differ in two heritable characters is called dihybrid cross. The resulting hybrid is called dihybrid. Explanation of this dihybrid cross. So the two contrasting characters here, they are considered is yellow round and green wrinkled. So the yellow round, that is represented with capital Y, capital R. Seeded plants are acted as a female plant, and the green and wrinkled, small r, seeded plants acted as a male plants. So this yellow and round, capital Y, capital R, dominant over green and wrinkled, that is small r. So the cross pollination was done between these plants with the two pairs of contrasting characters, in which pollen grains from recessive plant, that is a green wrinkled seeded plants, are transferred to the dominant plant, that is a yellow round seeded plants. So Mendel collected all seeds from yellow rounded seeded plants and sowed it. All plants that grew from these seeds had yellow round seeds. He marked these plants as F1 generation. So let's know how this cross is done in our diagrammatic representation. So when Mendel crossed pollinated this pure or homozygous yellow round seeded plants cross pollinated with wrinkled green or green wrinkled seeded plants. So now this yellow round plants produces the gametes capital Y capital R, gamete with capital Y capital R, and green wrinkled seeded plant produce the gametes with small y small r, and during fertilization it form as F1 generation with capital Y capital R small r. So here capital Y capital Y capital R are dominant. So that's why due to presence of these dominant genes all F1 generation are yellow round seeded plants. So all are with yellow round seeds. Mendel allowed F1 generation plants to reproduce by self-pollination and their seeds were obtained. When he sowed seeds, the seeds grew into yellow round seeded plants, green wrinkled seeded plants, yellow wrinkled seeded plants, and green round seeded plants of F2 generation. So what he did? So he self-pollinated the F1 generation plants. That F1 generation plants are heterozygous. That is capital Y, capital R, small r. So this condition we are calling as heterozygous. So all F1, all F1 individuals are heterozygous. So when he self-pollinated these heterozygous F1 individuals, so these individuals, this F1 plant produce. So here we can see there are two different types of characters. That is capital Y, small y, it represents yellow, and capital R, small r, it represents the round with two different genes. Capital R is dominant round and small r represent the wrinkle, and capital Y is yellow and small y is green. So the yellow representation of this gene also having recessive character. So now during gamete formation, it is independently, these genes are independently separate and assorted. So now let's see the gamete formation. So this capital Y capital R, one gamete receives the capital Y capital R, and another gamete receives the capital Y small r, and one more gamete receives small y capital R, and another gamete receives small y small r. So that means total four number of gametes are formed in dihybrid cross, whereas when we are discussed in monohybrid cross only two gametes are formed. So four gametes are formed during dihybrid cross, four gametes. And similarly the another plant is also produce the four types of gametes. So now all these four types of gametes are undergo fertilization. So that we can show in the Punnett square. So the fertilization of this F2 generation gametes we can represent in the Punnett square. So now here the horizontal representation of these gametes we are considered as male gametes, and a vertical representation we can consider as the female gametes. So let's see a female gamete with the capital Y capital R fuses with the male gamete with the capital Y capital R. Then the individual will get that capital Y, capital or capital R. So this is round yellow. And similarly, this same, the gamete with the capital Y, capital R fuses with the male gamete with the capital Y, small r. Then we will get with the yellow round. So in this manner, if you are fill all these squares, then total we will get 16 offsprings we will get in the F2 generation. In monohybrid cross, we will get only 4 individuals or offsprings, whereas in dihybrid cross, we will get 16 individuals. So because of formation of 4 gametes, 4 into 4, 16 gametes, that means individuals or offsprings are formed. So now in these 16 individuals, so if you are observed according to a line draw here, observe that line drawn here. So now all these are horizontal. First row it is a yellow round, and come to the diagonal, it is also yellow round. Diagonally it is yellow round, and again if you go vertically upwards, then these are all yellow round. So total how many are there? These are 4. This is 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So 9 offsprings are yellow round seeded plants. That is phenotypically all these 9 are the yellow round. And then if you come to the last column, 16th one, this is only one green wrinkled plant. It is only one. And now there is a new combination here, these 3. So 1 green round, 2 green round and 3 green round seeded plants are 3. And again there are another 3 plants, that is yellow wrinkled, here 1 and here 1 and here it is 1. Yellow wrinkled plants are 3, green round 3, green wrinkled 1, yellow round 9, total 16. So here we can observe that 9 plants are yellow round, 3 plants are yellow wrinkled, 3 plants are green round and 1 plant is green wrinkled. So 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. That is a phenotypic by external observation. There are total 4 types of phenotypes we can observe in this dihybrid cross. So remember, in dihybrid cross, the total number of gametes formed are 4. 4 gametes from male, 4 gametes from female. So when these gametes are fused, total 16 offsprings are formed. In these 16 offsprings, 9 are yellow round and 3 are yellow wrinkled and 3 are green round and 1 is wrinkled, green wrinkled plants are produced. So the proportions of the plants. So the phenotypic of plants or phenotypes of these plants, the external features of the plants we can observe in the following manner. So the first one, that is a yellow rounded seeded plants, we are already counted in the previous tabular form in Punnett square. That is 9 plants are yellow rounded seeded plants and 3 are yellow wrinkled seeded plants and green rounded seeded plants are 3 and green wrinkled seeded plants are 1. So therefore the total phenotypic ratio, that is 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. So this represent in the dihybrid cross. So when if you recollect this monohybrid cross, the phenotypic ratio is 3 is to 1. there only two gametes, that means only one pair of character we are consider, but in dihybrid cross we are considering the two pairs of character. That's why the number of offsprings are increased. As a result, phenotypic ratio will also be increased. So 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1 is the phenotypic ratio in dihybrid cross. So genotype of the plants, that means genetic composition of all that 16 individuals or offsprings formed during F2 generation in dihybrid cross. So that is, let's see, homozygous yellow, homozygous round, that is capital Y, capital Y, capital R, capital R. So this genetic composition in the offsprings is only one. Homozygous yellow, that is capital Y, capital Y, heterozygous round, capital R, small r. This gene composition in the individuals, having only two individuals are having this gene composition. Heterozygous yellow, capital Y, small y, homozygous round, capital R, capital R. So the individuals having this gene composition are two. Heterozygous yellow, that is capital Y, small y, heterozygous round, capital R, small r. This gene composition, the individuals with this gene composition are four. So remember that all these four individuals are yellow round only, but their genotypes are total four. So phenotype is only one, that is yellow round, that is only one external character with the representation of total four genotypes in F2 generation. So by our naked eye, all these plants are appear like a yellow round. But when you are observe the gene composition, there are total four types of gene compositions we can observe. So one plant with capital Y, capital Y, capital R, and two plants with capital Y, capital Y, capital R, small r, and two plants with capital Y, small y, capital R, and four plants with capital Y, small y, capital R, small r. So now let's see another, that is homozygous yellow, capital Y, homozygous wrinkle. So here wrinkle is a recessive character, that means it is always homozygous, smaller, smaller, then only we will consider as wrinkle. So homozygous yellow, capital Y, smaller, the individual with this gene composition is 1. And heterozygous yellow, yellow is dominant, heterozygous condition is also shows that dominant character, capital Y, small y, yellow, and wrinkle, it is always homozygous, that is smaller. So the individual with this gene composition, two individuals or two offsprings. So that means a newly appeared character, that is yellow wrinkle. So this is one phenotype character, yellow wrinkle, it is one character, it represents with two types of genotypes, so now here the number of plants produced are 3. In these 3 plants, one is with homozygous yellow and wrinkle, another 2 plants with heterozygous yellow and wrinkle. Now let's go for another gene compositions. Homozygous green, green is recessive, that means it is always smaller. And homozygous round, round is dominant character with both are homozygous, that is capital R, that is one plant or one individual with this gene composition. And the two individuals are with green and heterozygous round, capital R, small r. The two individuals are having this. So the genotype we can observe here, it is 2, but the phenotype is only one, that is green round plant, green round. The phenotype is only one. Phenotype character I am saying, not number of individuals. Phenotype character is one, but represent with two gene composition, and these phenotypes we can observe three in number. Three individuals with this phenotype. In these three individuals, one individual with homozygous round and two individuals with heterozygous round. Next, and last one. So homozygous green and homozygous wrinkle, that is pure recessive plant, only one. If you count all these numbers, you will get total 16. And here recessive plant is 1, and the total yellow round phenotypic characters are 9. So 9 plus 3 12 plus 3 15 plus 1 16 individuals with the 4 phenotypes. One green wrinkle, one phenotype, green round, second phenotype, yellow wrinkle, third phenotype, and yellow round, 4 phenotype. Total 4 phenotypes with the number of genotypes, total 9 genotypes. So in dihybrid cross, we can observe phenotypes are 4, sorry, 9 phenotypes, not 9, it is phenotypes are 4 only, that is yellow round and yellow wrinkle, green round and green wrinkle, 4 phenotypes, but these 4 phenotypes are represented with 9 genetic compositions. So this is a one important concept in the objective manner. So therefore, based on this data, the genotypic ratio is 1 is to 2 is to 2 is to 4. This total represent the 9 yellow round. So this 1 is to 2 is to 2 is to 4, all total it is 9. This 9 represent the yellow round, and 1 is to 2, that is yellow wrinkled, that is capital Y small r, and another 1 is to 2, it represent the green round small y capital R, and is to 1, it indicates small y small r. So now this this genotype 1 is to 2 is to 2 is to 4, this is yellow round genotype. 1 is to 2, it is a yellow wrinkled genotype, and 1 is to 2 green round genotype, and 1 this is a green wrinkled genotype. So genotypic ratio 1 is to 2 is to 4 is to 1 is to 2 is to 1 is to 2 is to 1. So total it is a 9 genotypes representing 4 phenotypes. Thank you, dear students. The principles of inheritance and variation comes under concept genetics. So the genetics are always puzzles if you are not understand properly. So that's why please listen carefully and make a proper notes and work on it. Otherwise, they are always puzzles. Thank you.